Perfect. In front of us here is a cumulative frequency curve of which we are asked to find the 5-number summary. Ne? The 5-number summary. Let's see. The 5-number summary. Remember, in the previous videos, we said the 5-number summary is composed of max, mean, Q1, which is the lower quartile, the median, which is the middle quartile, and the upper quartile, right? Those are the 5-number summary, and we use them to draw an Ogive curve. If you haven't watched the first 3 videos, please do so before you watch this one, okay? Perfect. So, ladies and gents, before wasting time, we're going to get this 5-number summaries, okay? I'll show you what to do. Firstly, we need to know how to get Q1, Q2, and Q3. Minimum and maximum, it's very easy. Ne? Q1, right, is basically 25% of the data set. Ne? Remember, it separates the data set in the lower, is the lower median of the data set. That's what I meant, basically, right? Times. So the total here, we can see that the total is what? There were 40 people. Remember, I said the highest here is your cumulative, is the total frequency or the total number of items that we had. Ne? So in this case, we're looking for 25% of 40. And then you say, ne? And then what is that? 25% of 40. Let's quickly check it on our calculator. 25% multiplied by 40. That gives us the 10th. Ne? The 10th. So it's the 10th position. Ne? Q1 is on the 10th position. Okay. Sharp. We don't know the value, but we know that is on the 10th position. Let's get Q2. Q2 is 50% basically of the data set. Ne? So the data set is 40. Then you say, so 50% of 40 obviously is half of 40, which is 20th. Right. Then Q3, it's 75% of the total. The total is 40. Right. Let's check 75 of 40 is 30th. Right. 30th. Perfect. So, ladies and gents, we're now going to go to our Ogive and get Q1, Q2, and Q3. I'll show you how to do it. Ne? Perfect. So this is what we do. You take your ruler, right? You go to your Ogive. Where there's 0, ne? You draw dotted lines. And then you stop where you meet with the graph is there. Let's go. And then you go to the last one, the highest as well. You draw dotted lines there. Sorry, you draw dotted lines there on the highest. On the highest, you draw dotted lines. You draw dotted lines on the highest. So you draw dotted lines on the lowest and the highest. Ne? And then you're going to draw dotted lines on 10. Because that is where your Q1 is. Ne? On 10. My ruler is moving. Then you stop there. Sharp. Then you go to 20. You draw dotted lines on 20. Let's see. Sorry. But we can see that if we draw dotted lines, we're going to end up being there, right? Okay, there basically. It doesn't have to be dotted lines. It can even be a straight line. It's fine. And then we go to 30, which is where your Q3 is. You draw a straight line. And then let's go there. Let's just make them straight lines. It's fine. Eh? Doesn't have to be. There's no rule that says must be a dotted line. Eh? You can make them straight. It's fine. Right. Sharp. But obviously, don't press your pencil too hard. Ne? You're going to make it as thin as possible. But because I'm using a graphing tool, it's just going to be, there's no way I can make it light. Ne? Perfect. Now, the smallest one is mean. Ne? Let me just remove the ruler. Let's remove the ruler. Okay. This is the mean. This is the Q1. That is the Q2. that is the Q3, that is the max, and that gives you the 5-number summary. But we're not done now. Now we can list our 5-number summary. Ne? You can see that, okay, max, let me just write them here. Let me exchange the size of this now. So max, mean, Q1, Q2, and Q3. And Q3, right? Perfect. So you take your ruler now, you do this. Now you make it vertical now. So we need it to be 90 degrees. Let's be quick. We need it to be exactly 90. Sharp. So you can see that the minimum is here, it's 1. Do you see it? So the minimum value, it's 1. Now let's go get the maximum. You go to where the max line is. The maximum is 10. So the maximum value will be 10. Then the Q3 will be 8. We can all see that that dot there is aligned with 8. And then Q2 will be 7. And then Q1 will be 3. And that's your 5-number summary. Okay. And I can ask you more questions on this basically, right? For example, they can ask you to find the modal class. You can see that for the modal class, remember we said is where there is the highest frequency, right? The modal class has the highest frequency, which means it's going to give us the biggest difference in this case, right? Then you can see that the biggest difference is here, ladies and gents, right? The biggest, like where the line is longer, it's here. You can see, right? So which means that's where we're going to get is between these 2 points, which means that's where we're going to get our modal class, which is between 7 and 8. So the modal class is between, you're going to write it this way, né? And then you say X, you say 8. One of them must have this, né? Depending on you put it this side or that side, né? Perfect. So that is your modal class, ladies and gents. Do you get it? And then let's see if I can ask you another question. I can ask you how many learners were there. You check the highest. So it's there. You see it? It's 40. Perfect. And then I'm sure you now know how to get Q1, Q2, Q3, mean and max from the Ogive and how to interpret getting the modal class and things like that, right? Let's do the last example of this. Ne? So in this case, they say, use the Ogive to answer the questions below. Note that marks are given as percentages. Okay. Number of students, mark obtained. Okay, perfect. So they say, how many students got between 50% and 70%? Okay. So we're looking between here and there. What is the difference? Remember, you just come here and there. Ne? So let's see. Here is 35. Here it's 15. The difference is 20. It means 20 students got between 50 and 70. We get it? Perfect. And then they say, how many students got at least 70%? Remember, at least means a minimum of. Ne? So at least means 70% or more, basically. So now I'm going to use a different dot or a different color. They say 70% or more because they said at least. So it's from here to there. So this on 70% is 35, the highest is 50. So it means there are 15 students that got at least 70%. Do we get it? Perfect. And that's it about the analysis of the Ogive curve, ladies and gents. It should be a really easy thing and simple to execute. If you found this video really helpful, please don't forget to share with family and friends and advise them to subscribe to my channel. And the more subscribers I get, the more value we are adding, to the nation. So please, ladies and gents, Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, keep on liking. If you feel like there's somewhere where I could improve, comment. If you feel like the video helped you, leave a comment for me. Thank you very much. Aluta continua. Tango.